That's a totally different video right there, and I don't know, I may not ever do it. That's a little bit controversial. Hey guys, it is Nick with Chestnut Hills Farmstead. Today is Transformation Day. We're starting a transformation, or I guess I should say continuing one. Now, sometimes I tend to forget that we've had some growth, and some of you may not know the backstory of a lot of what we do or have done here. I'll try to save you the trouble. Now, naturally, I would certainly encourage you to go back and watch the old videos and see where we've been. But I'll save you a little bit of the trouble and kind of talk about how we got started and what we were trying to do. And we are a family of 5. It's me and my wife Zoe, our daughter Mackenzie, Rhett, Farmer Rhett, you all know, and Chance. And we are trying to transform this family property into a homestead and be self-sustainable. And it's been a long journey, and it's continuing to be a long journey. But we're making progress, and let me show you why. All of that beautiful green pasture is the reason. Now, how did we get there? Well, that's the part that you may have to catch up on. I'll show you a little bit of it, though. We used animals to do it. We're building the soil, building our grass, and trying to transform it into something that's healthy for the animals we have now. Take a look at this. We had chickens that we were rotationally grazing. We had our pigs on pasture and being raised in the woods. Ducks, geese, a little bit of everything helped us transform this pasture. We even had some help from a random fire. All of that helps. But we're not just trying to transform the woods. We talk a lot about our control burns and things like that, but we haven't talked about what we're doing for pasture maintenance. Well, that's what we're doing today. We're going to get our soil samples, get them sent off, and figure out what's our next move. What do we need to do from here? Now, I told you a little bit about our family personally, but what about the farm? We have lots of questions all the time on, do you not live on your farm? Well, that's why we got out of the rotational grazing, which really, really bothered me, because that's what I want our farm to be built on. But as you can see, there was a lot of labor involved. And when you're both working full-time jobs, kids in school, kids in sports, and all their activities going on, it didn't leave a lot of time to do our other projects. So we had to give up the rotational grazing until we move here. We live 7 miles from our farm. And hopefully it won't be much longer before we're able to pull that off. But we're just waiting for it to be financially feasible and make sense to make that move, so that we don't make mistakes elsewhere, so that we don't get ourselves in trouble. So there's the story. We don't live on our farm yet. We have the property, we're transforming it, but we had to change how we were doing it. And that broke my heart because rotational grazing is what I wanted this built on. Now we have animals in permanent fencing, which I wanted to stay away from for the most part, not completely. But all of them are in it. Now we are continuing some pasture work and fencing work over at the leased pasture and barn so that we can get the cows back over there, because no matter how much they love the goats, I don't want them in the same pasture with the goats. And that pasture is grossly overgrazed, and we've just left that for the winter, feeding hay instead of moving them around, and let everything else rest. Well, it's time to get on that. So we're going to see what we've got to do with the rest of our pasture. You've seen how pretty green it is. You can see it behind me. It's beautiful. The areas that you still see a little brown down there, you'll see it when we cut it. As soon as Zoe gets one of those days where she can pop her ear pods in and do a little cutting back there, you'll see that completely transform. And it'll be just like this behind me. I love seeing the beautiful green grass out here. But it's time to get that fenced in more so that we can put our animals on it and get that paddock that they're in now back healthy. That needs tilling, run over it. And guys, don't mistake what I'm saying when I say tilling. I'm talking about I run my tiller over it just enough to disturb the ground and get the seed bed stirred up. Once you stir up that seed bed, it's going to go on its own. Trust me, I'll show you in the videos. I will not have to put any grass seed on that, even though it has been horribly overgrazed. I guarantee you I can take the tiller, run over it real quick one time, break the ground up, disturb that seed bed, and just let it rest. Stay off of it, and it will be green and beautiful as ever. And then we'll be able to put animals back in there as needed. But I have too much pasture here to continue using that one area. It just takes a lot of materials and time to fence in pasture. There's always so much going on a farm. It's hard to decide which projects to do. It's hard to decide what you sacrifice when you've got kids on the go constantly. But we made the decision. It's time to do it. We've got to do it now. And I hope you get to watch our farm grow as you grow with us. Let's get this done. Guys, I'm old. I had to pull the glasses out so I could read the instructions and see on exactly what it was they wanted. Now, we've got to take samples from 4 corners of the farm and in the middle. And they said about a 3-inch circle, about 4 inches deep. Take all the samples, put them in a bucket, mix them together, and then we put them in 2 separate bags and run those tests. And that'll tell me what kind of amendments I need. We're going to see how that comes back, because it depends on what they tell me I need as to how much I'm going to stick to that. Because I don't want chemical pastures. I am not one of these organic guys. I'm just not. I don't claim to be. But I do want to stay away from spraying a bunch of chemicals on my grass. That would defeat the purpose of what we're trying to do. So, if we're just liming it, something like that, I might can live with that. But a lot of the times you can build your pasture with natural amendments, your animals. And if we were still able to rotationally graze this, I wouldn't even be doing this test. No doubt in my mind. If I was still moving birds and chickens and ducks and geese all over this place and grazing behind them, there is no question in my mind that we would not be doing this test right now. Now, the funny part is they want to know what kind of grass you've got. Well, I got all kinds. Most of it is Bahia. We've always said Bahia, but that's not actually how it's said. But we have some different fescues, clovers. There's all kinds of different grasses out here. So I don't know that I can really narrow that down for them. But the main thing is to try to build up our topsoil because we've got so many rocks. Now, I'm not going to get in a rock comparison with my buddy Jason over there at Cog Hill. He can tell you all about rocks. I don't want to get in that match because I think he probably outdo me pretty good. So we're not going to talk about rocks. But we are going to talk about soil and grass. And I think once we start our rotational grazing here, I think our grass will be able to compete with anybody. And I want our soil to be able to compete with anybody. There we go. I got to get 3 more of these at the corners, 1 in the middle. I'll be right back because this is boring. You don't want to watch this. Now, I said I wasn't going to make you watch the whole thing because it'd be boring. But I can't just skip all of it because then you'll think I cheated. Ooh, this is the hard ground here. There's just lots of roots. I got to get to the dirt. They test the dirt, not the grass. But I don't want y'all to think I cheated and just put scoops from the same spot in. That wouldn't, number one, that wouldn't do our test any good. And then y'all be thinking bad of me. I think this ground's gonna be a little bit more clay than that up there. Guys, I gotta be honest with you. It's about 10 minutes after 7. It's 72 degrees right now. And if there was a perfect time to be on the farm, this is it. I love this time of day. That late evening, after about 5:30, 6 o'clock on the farm during the spring and summer. I mean, look at this. Now, while I'm showing you this, you'll know by the drone footage that I started way back there. Then I moved up here to the end where we had the corn patch. Now I'm up here in this corner. So I got one more corner to do after this one. But you know I didn't cheat. So I've been all the way around. And I still got to cut across the middle and get one more out there. Hey, y'all dig me a hole. Dig me a hole, hoss. I need a hole. You could have went on and dug me a hole while you was over here. No, I don't want no kisses right now. Get your butt out of the camera. Hoss, get your butt out of the camera. Yeah, lay down right there. That's okay. You got work to do in a little while. It's getting dark. It's almost time for you to go work. Ain't it? Uh-oh, need belly scratches before you go work. You can't go work without belly scratches, can you? You gotta have belly scratches before you go work. Holly went to work. Holly working right now. I told y'all I was gonna skip this part, but we had other things to talk about. So y'all just went with me anyway. If you bored, cut it off. It'd be okay, I won't mind. I won't be upset at you. I bet they wondering why old fat boy breathing so hard. He just digging a little bitty hole. That's a totally different video right there, and I don't know, I may not ever do it. That's a little bit controversial. We may not ever do that one. All right, one more spot. Hopefully this mic being tucked in my shirt. You don't hear me breathing so hard. I won't sound like Darth Vader on here. Get my bucket out one more time. I got us a pretty spot right here in the middle. Look at this. Look how beautiful this grass is. It even looks prettier on camera, I think, because it's starting to get a little dark, but the camera shows a little more light than what I've actually got. But, man, is that beautiful or what? Now, why in the world would I not want my animals on this? Of course I do. Some of this, y'all, is going to be fenced now, just because I want them grazing on it. They've got some grass where they're at, but like I said, it's heavily overgrazed. I've got to get some fencing done out here. That project starts immediately. Zoe and I are making a little road trip Saturday morning to pick up some more materials to get this fenced. I want the animals grazing this all spring and summer, because that's going to be the healthiest thing for them. This is going to be wonderful. But I can section it off where when we submit this soil test, we'll have a really good idea of what to do to the rest of the pasture. And I'll be building fence there, do whatever amendments we got to do to that, and then put them on that while this recovers. And then we'll treat this, depending on what they say, like we've already talked about. Let me get this last sample. I promise I'm not even going to set up the camera for this last sample. And we'll get wrapped up for the day. Okay. Now I got to thinking about it. And, you know, I mentioned that our topic might be a little controversial. And we avoid stuff like that on here. Now I know some consider us talking about our faith to be controversial, but I'm not forcing that on anybody. I'm always willing to share it with you, but I'm not out here to force anything on anybody. And I don't care what your political beliefs are either. Everybody's welcome here. Or I hope you are. Hope you feel that way. We try not to make anybody feel isolated here, because we appreciate all of y'all. If you're not watching our videos, this farm doesn't survive. That's just a fact. And we don't get into all that political mess. So I want you to know that that's what that's based on, and the reason that I don't want to do it. And it's not so much that it's political. It's just the fact that some people might be mad about why it is I breathe so hard sometimes. But in the end of 2020, first of 2021, y'all all know what happened. Well, my father-in-law, Zoe's father, died of the C word. The one that was happening during that time frame. He died of COVID. I hope YouTube don't block me for saying that word. They might pick up on it. I ain't trying to offend nobody. But he passed away from it. And with my job being what it was, and their requirements, y'all, even my glasses on, I can't see that line Zoe was talking about. She said there's a line in there. I got to get that other bag and see. I got 3 bags, and I don't know why I didn't get but one out, because I know I got to fill 2 of them. I'm glad I got a mic, because y'all can't see what I'm doing. I'm running around. Here we are. Why did I only get one of these out? That's just crazy. Anyhow, where is that line she's talking about? Is I covered up with dirt where I can't see it? My goodness. Y'all, I don't see no line. Oh, the line is on the outside of the bag, you dummy. Okay. I got to fill up to that line right there. Y'all see that line? I hope you can see that line. That's where I got to get my sample to. Goodness. Probably help if I unfold it so I could tell. We ain't there yet. Gotta have a little bit more. I'm trying not to send them a bunch of roots and and grass. But anyway, based on some requirements and what people felt like was safe and trying to do the right thing, and we had Rhett, who was a little bitty fella at the time. I ended up with that same sickness that my father-in-law died of. Some of you were around when that happened. And I had pneumonia. Y'all remember that's when we was building this paddock right here, and I was trying to drive T-post with pneumonia, and I was about to die. That's on top of being fat anyhow. Because I got a desk job now, and that, if any of y'all ever went from being on your tools to a desk job, that put the weight on you in a hurry. I try to get up and walk the stairs as much as I can now. I can see that ain't doing me no good sitting in front of that computer. Even though my job is done in front of the computer, it's not doing me any good to do it that way. So I've got to get up and move more. Anyway, I have a permanent injury from that. At first, they told me it was COVID lung. I had scarring from pneumonia, and that's what they called it. And a lot of y'all gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. I know we got a lot of people that's probably dealt with the same things I'm talking about. But this, I think I just hit the mic, so I'm sorry if I busted your eardrums with that. This is a permanent injury otherwise, and let's leave it at that. Because like I said, I don't get into all the political stuff, and I don't want nobody to feel bad one way or another. I don't want nobody mad at me one way or another. So that's what it's about. Now, I won't fool anybody too much. I already told y'all what time of day it is. So you know that I'm running out of light. And I know y'all like to visit with animals. So I may bring you back tomorrow afternoon. We're going to get this sample sent in. Might take you along for that too. But when you see the animals and stuff, don't pay attention to the fact that I hope I got a different shirt on. If I still got the same shirt on tomorrow, something bad happened. But don't pay any attention to us being in different clothes tomorrow, because we'll bring you around, let you see the animals. We'll take you where we're going to take our soil samples and stuff. And my goodness, I was moving it around. I was trying to get where y'all could see the cows behind me a little bit, because little old Bruno was running up and down. He gets the zoomies late in the evening when it feels real good out here. But I'll take y'all along, so I'm going to wrap up for today. I'll be right back.
Hey, Bruno. Hey, Bruno. Hi, buddy. Hey, Ferd. Hey, buddy. You know what Daddy's working on? Ooh, look at that coat. I'm getting rid of all that winter fur, winter hair. It's getting to be real smooth. You look handsome. Everybody wants treats. Want a treat? Get it? Got it. You get down. So you can't have all of them. Here. Come on, Belle. You like treats? Come on. All right. No, babe. No. No, Jill. You can't have all of them. All right. Have one. Oh, you're going to be friendly now, huh? I'm going to be a friendly girl. I don't have no more treats for you. I know you like treats now. Bird. Did you know Daddy's working on getting you a pasture built? me come get you a pasture deal. Come here. I know, you can't see me good, can you? Well, Bruno, I just filled that up. Looks like the ducks have already got in, or the geese have already got in there and took them a bath. You need to get cooled down, huh? I got you a big old swimming pool. Cinco, I think that when Daddy gets your pasture done, we'll have him put you a swimming pool in, okay? Then you can go swimming all you want to. Hey, would you like that? You want to go swimming? We'll put you on a little polka dot bikini. You want to wear a polka dot bikini? Me either. Come on, Bruno. Oh, there's Daddy. We just cleaned up waters, so everybody's getting nice fresh water. Cinco, you turned out to be a pretty good mama. We're very proud of you. You've done really good at taking care of Bruno. She said she would like to go put on her bikini now. You gonna get your bikini on? We won't watch. Tell Ferdinand turned his head. We're gonna get Daddy to put you a swimming pool in, okay? Don't you worry. He's gonna put you on a swimming pool in that new pasture of yours. Cinco says her needs a new bikini. You think you want a Speedo, or are you gonna wear just swimming trunks? Okay. He said no to the Speedo. He's traditional. I don't know. You like purple fuzzy hats. Oh, Lord. I almost fell in the mud. He told me to get away because he does not like purple fuzzy hats. Sink. Your man told me to get away. She said I'm walking away on that one. Hey, boys. Shadow, you look so fat. Look how thick you are. And you're only like half of that. I think we need to leave the hair on top of your head puffy. You too. I think you'd be really cute with that Patrick Mahomes look.
Yeah.
Come on, Obes. Come on, Obie. There we go. Obie is a good boy. Yeah. There. I'll get you a little bite. That's a pretty smile. Obie, that's a pretty smile. Obie. I sure do love you, little fella. We can't keep your bangs. They're getting a little long. I think you're going to have a big haircut, like a big boy this time. Maybe if we got you a little fade. What if we did a little combing right here? We'll comb you over right there. Just get a little touch up on the sides, you know. Okay, Shadow. I'm gonna go and I'll see you in a little while, okay? Tinsel, you watch about things around here. You're the boss. Don't let Uncle Jack tell you he's the boss, because you're the boss.
See, I kept my promise. You got to check in with the animals a little bit. Now I'm back. we're headed to drop this test off. It's not nearly as late as I checked in with y'all yesterday. So, one of our local feed stores, Garrison's Farm Center, just the next town up, about 10 minutes from us, is where we got the tests. I'm going to turn that in, and we'll be ready to see what we need to do. Alright, all done with that. I think sending off a sample to a lab and figuring out what you can do to make your pasture better for $11 is pretty good. $11 a sample, I can't really complain about that. And I'll tell you one more thing I can't complain about. You may have noticed in some of the earlier parts of the video, a little bit different view. There's a really strange truck. Well, the old blue truck, the old Ford that I've had since brand new, rolled over 300,000 miles a month or so ago. A little over a month, I guess a month and a half maybe. So it's got about 302,000 miles on it now. And I can't complain about a truck that you get that kind of service out of. And it has done a lot of work in its time. So it has been retired to the farm. That's just going to be our farm vehicle. And if I'm just going from the house to there, that's probably what you'll see me in. You see Zoe in it, because we don't want to have her vehicle out there on the farm. So you usually see Zoe driving that in the afternoons, and I just stop by on my way home from work. But I got a super good deal from a buddy of mine that was ready for a new truck. So it's not new, it's just new to me and got a lot less miles on it, so it's a little something more dependable. But I can't complain. I've got no complaints if you can get 300,000 miles out of a modern vehicle and it not be a diesel. So I just wanted to touch on that, since I know some of you are going to notice and you're going to think, hey, that's not his blue truck. No, it's not. We upgraded or got newer. How about that? So guys, the kids are wrapping up their week of spring break. It's a beautiful Friday afternoon. Rhett has baseball practice. Chance had baseball practice yesterday. So Zoe's on the way to get Rhett ready to go to practice. I'm running by to get something to cook for dinner tonight. And hopefully we'll see you when this video comes out. It'll be tomorrow. We'll see you on our live. Guys, we hope you'll stick around and see what we do with the pastures, getting everybody into better areas, rejuvenating what we've got. I hope you'll stick around to see that. We'll see you next time at Chestnut Hills Farmstead.